Hi everybody. Usually when I show you how it happened, I open up WeSqueak and I show you what we did and the results and whether it was good or it was not great. But today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to show you what happened in someone else's business. Over the last couple of weeks in the group, we've talked a lot about Facebook advertising and list building. And I feel like I kind of sound like a broken record when I speak about it because I'm always asking people if they're building their list. But here's the reality for us in this business. Whether you're bricks and mortar or whether you're strictly e-commerce, I really believe that your list is your single biggest marketing asset. It really is that important. And many of you are just starting out or you're feeling a little bit stuck. So instead of showing you what I do, because I've been doing it for some time, I wanted to show you something that you could really relate to a little bit better. So I'm showing you how it works with a business that's just started out. Amy is a member of our group. She owns Buglet, which is a great little slap-on wristband that is kids can do themselves, and it's deep free, and you put some essential oil on a little pad and it repels insects. It's a great little product. It sells for $18.99. It's new, and she's really graciously agreed to share her results with us. So you're going to get a look into the back end of her website. Here's her homepage here so you can have a look. I wanted to show you the real power of an email list. So we decided to go ahead and we made Amy an offer, and we're doing something that I don't usually do. But we have done some work with Amy and we understand her business. We know her product. We know that she's got a very deep inventory right now and that she has worked out a system to deliver in a timely fashion. The other thing is she's right here in Texas where WeSqueak is. So Buglet's just starting out. It's just coming into her big season. She's got some good things happening, but she really doesn't have sales. The very few sales that she does have, I believe, are from Amazon. And she has a new Shopify site, relatively new, but she hasn't had much action on it. So Megan and I offered to do a sponsored email for Amy. And here's what happened. Megan actually created an email newsletter with a nice graphic telling WeSqueak customers all about the Buglet, why we love it, and then the best part, that Amy had created a special discount on the Buglet for WeSqueak customers. And the discount code even had WeSqueak in it. I think it was WeSqueak 40 or something like that. So we sent this email piece out March 25th. And on the same day, we did a Facebook post right on the WeSqueak page, and we boosted it to our fans only. And the boost was for $60 over 6 days. So basically $10 a day. So here's a screenshot of the post so that you can see it. And here's what happened. Now these results are up until Sunday, March 29th. But here we go. So first, you'll see in the back end of Amy's Shopify site, she went from 0 sales to $2,363. So that's pretty good considering it was kind of a cold mail. It was, our customers weren't warmed up to it. It just came out of the blue. Of course, when we mail to this list, our results are much better, but they're already warmed up to our product. They know what to expect from us. If I were to do this again, I would actually do the Facebook posting for longer. I would probably start a week before we did the email and let it go for the whole duration of the email. So the second thing that happened is that Amy went from having 0 traffic on her website to 966 visitors over the 5 days. So that's almost 1,000 people who didn't know a thing about Buglet who know now. That's really great. The third thing that happened is that Amy added 75 new names to her email list. And here's how she did it. She did it by changing the setting in the back end of her website to customer agrees to accept marketing by default. So here's what that means. There's a pretty big spot actually on the checkout page in a Shopify site that the customer can agree to accept marketing or not. So what the box on Amy's page says, and it's the same on WeSqueak, is that if you tick the box, you would prefer not to accept marketing. And we do get lots of people who would prefer not. But, I've decided that list building is that important that we really need to capture as many names as we can, and we are very good about making the unsubscribe quite clear on our newsletters. So if someone didn't see the box and didn't tick it and would prefer not to receive marketing, they can unsubscribe very easily. Now, I know rules are different in Canada, and you'd have to check, but I think you could probably still do this, but you'd probably want to do a double opt-in to make it happen, and I believe you could. So that's important, really, really important to capture those names, because now you have someone who knows your product, it's been in their hands, they probably like it. It's a little bit disposable. I mean, it is reusable, but you know, who's going to find it a year later? And they're potential customers down the road. So the last thing that Amy did was she added a pop-up to her site, and that pop-up offers a discount in exchange for an email address. So even though she hasn't had a lot of traffic, she has got 92 names from that pop-up. So think of it as 92 interested customers that weren't ready to buy yet, but will be back to her website when she markets to them, and they can use that discount at that time and buy the product. So it's really not an expensive way to gather 92 names, not expensive at all. So obviously this worked for a couple of reasons. Of course, the first one is WeSqueak has a pretty big list, and we actually sent this out to about 15,000 that are on our list. And if I'm being completely honest, the first time we sent it, we sent a broken link. So, you know, how dumb are we? But we did, and had to resend it. So I believe her results would have been even better if we hadn't sent it with a broken link. But we did use 15,000 names, and I think that's, you know, a pretty good result at the end of the day. The other thing that I think is important here is that it was highly likely in my mind that WeSqueak's customers would be interested in the Buglet. And I believe that it's the same target market. It's close enough in price point that I'm not worried. I wouldn't do this if it was a $100 product, because our customers are used to, I believe our average sale is somewhere between $40 and $50. I don't think they'd be that excited to purchase something for $98 or $79. So I felt the price point was right. And of course, the third thing that really made sense was the amazing discount that we were able to offer our customers. And Amy chose to do this at 40%. Is kind of a no-brainer, even though I think percentages are hard. It's not hard to figure out that 40% is a great deal. And she chose to do it for a couple of reasons. I think when you're new, it's really important to get your product in people's hands. It's really, really important. So she got her product in people's hands. That's the first thing. The second thing she did was she got some list building done. So now she's gone from having virtually no one on her list to, I don't know, I think she's got 150 or so on her list now. So that's a win. The third thing was she got some new fans on Facebook. She got some interaction with fans. That was all really good. I believe the clicks on her Facebook ad that we put on our page were just under 400, so that's great. And of course, the last thing she got was some cash flow, which is important. So here's why this little experiment is so important. At WeSqueak, we market to our email list, and our email list grows every day. We can pretty much control our sales through our marketing, and that opens up all sorts of opportunities to us, including partnering with people. But it wasn't always like this. Really, it wasn't. A little more than a year ago, we had a very stale list. I think it was around 3,000 customers. And we decided that we really had to focus on getting more customers and building that list. And so today our list is right around 18,000 names. In the group, we're talking about list building all the time. And I'm going to continue sharing what we know, because I know some of you are a little disappointed when you're only getting 20 or 30 names, but that's what I was getting a year ago. Now I get, without a lot of effort, more than 500 new names a month, but I really believe it's all about the long game here and building momentum for your product. And I think if you make list building a priority, it will pay off. I promise you, it will pay off. It should be kind of the first thing you think about when you wake up every day. So if this was helpful for you, go ahead and share it with anyone who you think might like it. If you have questions, go ahead and ask them in the comments below. And if you want more and you're not already on the inside, join us at the Social Sales Girls closed group. Make sure you receive our 3-part video series. It really does help you to start growing your business this way. And trust me, when you're done, all things Facebook will seem easier. I think that's it for today. We'll see you soon.